Hey everybody, this being Women's National Health Week, I'm going to try to do some extra videos this week, and today I'm going to show you some recipes that I made, and there's a lot of variety with this. This first recipe is typically, actually I have several recipes for it. I typically use quinoa with it when I do make this recipe, but to change it up today, I decided to use the little cauliflower riced things. Now, I don't like to buy the packaged cauliflower rice because I think it has an aftertaste. It has a little bit of preservatives to it. So I typically buy the cauliflower, rough chop it, and then process it in my food processor so that it can be the texture that I like it to be. So this is basically what it looks like right here. This can be served warm or at room temperature. Now, I did lightly cook the cauliflower rice just to draw some of the water out, and then I let it cool. And then what I did was I added some vegetables that I had on hand. I shredded some carrots, I chopped up a few tomatoes, I had a little bit of leftover purple cabbage, I threw that in there, and of course there's onion and garlic. And then I always like to finish with some fresh herbs, so I had parsley and cilantro. I put some of that in there. Lime juice, salt, pepper, and oil is all that this is. So this can be put in wraps. This can be added to the bottom of a salad bowl. You could add some protein to it and warm it up and have it as a main meal. Or it's good by itself, or it could be served with Tostitos. There's a lot of options for this. Now this is dinner tonight, as you can see. This is an Asian beef saute dish, basically. Again, I had leftover purple cabbage. I had some peppers. I tried to use similar vegetables in both dishes because I do intend to serve them together, but again, you don't have to do that. Instead of serving this over rice this evening, I'm gonna serve it over the cauliflower dish. So in this, I took some cube steak and I cut it into strips because that's what I had on hand. You could also use hoagie meat or even stew meat, although stew meat will take a lot longer to cook. And then I had onion, pepper, and cabbage, and I just cooked that all together. Now, I did make an Asian sauce with a little bit of rice vinegar, sesame oil, and we like to use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce here. And then if you want it sweet, I added a little bit of monk fruit sweetener, or you can add it spicy and maybe put some sambal oelek in it, or even a jalapeno or red pepper flakes. And I put a little bit of peanut butter, about a teaspoon, and I whisked it together, and then I cooked it down with some fresh ginger and fresh garlic, and then I topped it off with a can of full-fat coconut milk and let that simmer just for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I let it cool. Now again, this has multiple uses. You could serve these together or serve it over brown rice, or you could serve this in a lettuce wrap or in a gluten-free wrap, or really in anything. You could also use it as the basis for an Asian salad. Use it as a bowl, top it with some shredded Napa cabbage. Have like a warm salad, maybe top it off with some nuts or something like that. So these are two really great dishes, very versatile. They can be used lots of different ways. They can be used together or independently of one another. But at the end of the day, it is about how much you're eating and allowing yourself to burn off what you're taking in, right? Because in order to manage our weight and manage our health, we need to make sure that we're giving our bodies time to use what we're giving it. Even when you give yourself healthy stuff, if you're eating too much of it or you're not using it, it's gonna be stored as fat. So, watching our portions and watching our timing with food is important as well. But making these kinds of substitutions like quinoa or cauliflower instead of rice or pasta or even bulgur wheat or something like that is, again, super nutritious, very, very easy on the gut, lots of fiber. I like to try to get as many vegetables as I can in things so that I'm getting a combination of raw and fresh vegetables, plus it adds a lot of flavor. So if you'd like some more information about these recipes, let me know. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'm either gonna have a recipe or a fitness video. I haven't decided yet. Stay tuned, guys.